I'm sure you guys know about the elderly woman that was found.
Oh my God, that was horrifying. That was horrifying.
Gavin, do you know anything about it?
No.
Watcher Police.
Yes, this is Howard Leisure. My aunt lives on Portage Street, and a friend of ours stopped over there yesterday to check on her, and she was nowhere to be found.
Questions here, Gabe. This is the kind of thing that really jars an entire community, especially one like Wadsworth. Things like this do not happen here.
A 98-year-old woman died after she was reported missing yesterday. Police said she was found in a hidden location in her house.
For many people, this began yesterday morning with a knock on the door. Police were looking for a 98-year-old woman who was missing. Margaret Douglas had not been seen or heard from several days.
And I believe that he planned to kill numerous people and used my aunt as a warm-up, so to speak, for those other killings.
Why did I lie about anything? That was stupid.
17-year-old Gavin Ramsey sat in the interrogation room, his face unreadable. Detectives believed they were questioning a troubled teen. What they didn't know was that they were staring into the eyes of a monster, one who fantasized about killing and defiling the innocent.
Hey, little brother. Miss me?
In the quiet town of Wadsworth, Ohio, a chilling event shattered the community's sense of security. 98-year-old Margaret Mary Frick Douglas, born on September 15, 1919, in Akron, Ohio, was the second of 4 children. Known for her generosity, kindness and independence, Margaret married her soulmate and love of her life, Donald Douglas, after World War II, and they settled in Wadsworth. The couple chose not to have children, finding solace in the close-knit community of their small suburban town. Surrounded by family and friendly neighbours, Margaret remained self-reliant, even after Donald's passing and into her later years. She took pride in her longevity and eagerly anticipated celebrating her 100th birthday. Tragically, Margaret's dreams were cut short by a brutal act that left Wadsworth in outermost shock.
Watcher Police.
Yes, this is Howard Leisure. My aunt lives on Portage Street,
Okay.
and a friend of ours stopped over there yesterday to check on her, and she was nowhere to be found. We didn't know if you'd found anybody wandering.
No, we don't have any reports of anybody wandering.
We can't find her in the house anywhere. He went in the house and looked through the whole house, couldn't find her.
Did she live there by herself?
She lives there by herself, yes.
What's her name?
Margaret Douglas.
Police in Medina County have a mystery on their hands. They're trying to figure out how a 98-year-old woman died after she was reported missing yesterday. Police said she was found in a hidden location in her house.
Wadsworth police say 98-year-old Margaret Douglas was reported missing by an out-of-town relative yesterday. Police searched her home but didn't find her and said there were no obvious signs of foul play. But then police said they went back to the house last night and found her body in a hidden location.
It's very heartbreaking. She's 98 years old. Who has any business taking her from this earth after that rich a life? It makes no sense, if that's what happened.
And true it is, because it doesn't just make sense. It doesn't make sense how an older woman like Margaret would wound up dead. Not just dead, but murdered in the most gruesome way possible in the safety of her home. At first, cops were stumped. The investigators struggled to identify a suspect. Margaret Douglas had no enemies, no shady dealings, just a quiet woman who vanished without a trace. But then, a pattern emerged. A man named Paul came forward with a chilling story. And this story was what made the detectives invite Gavin for questioning. And here is how the interrogation all began.
You just want to tell us what you guys were doing and what was happening that night? You're 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we snuck out. Well, I snuck out. He's 18.
Okay.
So we were just walking around. He didn't even drive. Like, we just walked.
Oh, he walked from his house in Euclid?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
And then we met up at Durling, and we weren't really doing anything. Then we went over to the church and climbed on top.
Okay.
And then we went like into the courtyard, but that's all we did.
Now, you did more. Unfortunately, you guys have left behind some very telling items, okay? If we're going to get to the bottom of this, let's just make it the truth all at once. Let's deal with it and get it done.
You're 17.
Yeah. You're a kid, so you're not looking at as much trouble as...
And you get
I'm
challenged in the future.
Braden. Yeah.
You turn 18, it's over.
Gavin, we've had some really serious things happen in your neighborhood and in that area, okay? We had a carjacking.
Oh my God.
And the suspect is a young white male with a nice complexion and blue eyes. Is that you?
No, it's not me. I wouldn't know the first thing about jacking a car.
Well, it's a little more to the story, but, you know, you didn't take anybody's car?
No.
Have you ever used an app called Grindr?
No.
How do you feel about gay people?
I'm not gay.
Oh, well, that's okay, but they don't bother you?
No, nobody bothers me.
Okay. I'm just, you know, some of the victims of these crimes are gay, and I didn't know if it was
A hate crime kind of thing.
Right. They're being victimized only because of their sexual orientation. So, we're here, so I'm just going to ask them.
Right.
I'm just going to be straightforward, you know? There's no reason for me to fluff anything up.
Nope.
And I'm sure you guys know about the elderly woman that was found at the scene.
Oh my God, that was horrifying. That was horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
It is horrifying.
Did you know her at all?
No, other than just to see her out, like on a porch. That actually makes me want to cry. Like, how do you get to be 98 years old? Nobody lives to be 98. It's so rare. And someone else thought that was okay. Like, how does that, I don't know. Like, why does your life end like that?
Gavin, do you know anything about it?
No. Honestly, probably 5 or 6 people.
That you talked to? Is that what you're saying? Is there something else you need to tell us? What's upsetting you so much?
Nothing.
I've been doing this for a little while, and I have a whole gaggle of children of my own, ranging from the age of 26 all the way down to 10, so I'm pretty good with this stuff.
Gavin sat beside his mother, his posture stiff, his expression carefully composed, his voice just steady enough to sound believable. His mother, clinging to denial, glanced at him with desperate hope. Her son, her baby, couldn't be capable of something so horrific. Detectives weren't buying it. They'd seen this act too many times. The rehearsed innocence, the forced confusion. But Gavin wasn't just nervous. There was something else in his eyes. A flicker of arrogance, like he thought he could outplay them. And this made the detectives press harder.
I asked, did you get put in a bad situation? Did somebody put you in a bad situation?
No.
No.
Yeah, let's look at it this way. Honesty is always what's best.
I'm not holding anything back. Like,
You've already gotten yourself in trouble, so.
I know, and I don't even. I don't know what to say.
Is there more? Because you know it always comes out.
It's not that there's anything more. It's what the fuck, dude.
What have I always told you kids? What happens in the dark comes out in the light. That's the way it works. You mess up, you get caught. You make bad choices, you're going to pay for it. So if there's something else, let's get it all out on the table.
Detectives used psychological strategies, including maternal empathy, to gain Gavin's trust. leading to inconsistencies in his statements.
So that we know what we're dealing with.
It's not anything else. It's, I don't know, I'm mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself.
What are you so mad at yourself for?
I was 16 and already had a fucking felony and like 5 misdemeanors, and now I'm gonna be in more trouble. I have to go back to court, and I'm done with it. I'm so done with it.
That's fair enough.
Like honestly, I don't even want to live at home anymore. I don't know. I'm not fucking normal. I need to live somewhere else. Like in, I don't know, some halfway house or something. I honestly would not care.
Why would you want to live in a halfway house? What is so wrong about living at home?
No, but there's nothing that they do. It's me. Like, everything I'm putting them through, I'm costing them thousands of dollars. Constant heartbreak. I've honestly probably never made either of them proud. I don't do anything fucking good.
Stop cussing.
It's a word.
Well, it's disrespectful.
So you're upset with yourself?
Yeah, I hate myself. That's really it.
In forensic and human psychology, the act Gavin is displaying in this scenario falls under impression management and duplicitous behaviour. More specifically, his behaviour can be classified as feigning innocence, denial and deception, cognitive dissonance, and Machiavellianism.
No, I can't imagine you doing something like that. Just interacting with you this little bit, I can't imagine that's in your wheelhouse.
No.
But, you know, if we would come to find out that you're not being honest about something that, you know, put you back on the list of people to take a look at.
Right.
You know, so it's a serious situation. That's why I want to make sure.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Generally, you know, detectives don't get involved in.
We knew when we saw that BCI, because it was literally facing my office window and it was blinding in the house, and I was like, at first I was like, that looks like a trash truck, but that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when that gets called in, you know, and then I get all scared. I'm like, oh my God, I have all my porch lights on now at night. I have stranger danger issues.
Do you notice anything?
Honestly, can you two actually leave for a second?
What's that?
Can you two actually leave? So I can talk to her.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you? Sure.
And this is the turning point of the whole investigation. This is where everything changed. Gavin just asked to be left alone with the detective as he is quote-unquote ready to reveal the truth. It is clear the patience and tactics used on him by the investigators paid off. Or not. Let's see how it goes.
The carjacking, it was me. I'm going to be honest about it, but the way that he explained it, that guy, that's not right. That grinder thing, yeah, I have been on it. And this guy was like the first time that this happened, and I told him, like, I was 17 and everything, and I wasn't planning on doing anything with him. It's not my style. I was just, like, he's a 40-year-old man trying to get with a 17-year-old, so I was just going to rob him. It's still messed up, but against what he's doing, I don't really think it is. And then the whole carjacking thing, I never even left Overlook. I literally, I got in, and he's like, what, should we go to the back seat? I'm like, yeah, sure. So he got out. I sit and locked the doors and hopped in the driver's seat and just drove around, messed with him, and then I left.
So then you got out and left?
Yeah, I didn't damage the car. I didn't.
Well, we knew it was there, when he finally walked somewhere to get a phone, and we knew there was something more to the story that he wasn't telling us.
Yeah, I didn't damage any of his stuff. I just, like...
Do you have his wallet?
No. No, that's... Because I kept asking him, like, I cracked the window of the car, like, because he walked up, doors were locked and everything. I'm like, where's your wallet? And he's like, I don't have it. So then, I opened his glove box and all that. And I'm like, well, show me your pockets. And he's like, I don't have it, but can I have my phone? I'm like, no. And then I turned and he like tried to grab the window and like break it. And then I gassed it and he walked and that's when he left overlook. And then I went up to like where the dumpsters are, you know where that white van is? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's where I left the car and I just went out. And then the only reason I knew what he was saying is because I heard sirens and stuff. I'm like, that guy's not just gonna leave. Like, why would you leave your car and phone and everything? And then I downloaded the 5.0 radio and I was listening. And he said the kid was trying to get a ride to Elm Street and he like came up to my car asking for a ride. Looks like he was in distress or something. And that's not what happened.
Yeah. Why were you on that app?
Really just for that reason, to find guys that are that low of people, I guess.
That want to get with kids.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's karma, really. Like, if you're going to do that, then I'm going to rob you.
And you told him how old?
I was 17.
You told him you were 17? What was his response to that?
He was like, okay. And he was down to meet. So that's when I decided I was just going to take his money and leave.
Did he touch you at all? Did you touch him at all?
No.
Now, where were you at in the car?
I got into the front seat, like the front passenger. Mm-hmm. And then, like, whenever, I didn't even have the door really closed yet. Like, my foot was still out. Just precautions, I guess, if I needed to run. And he's like, should you go in the back seat to do this? And I'm like, yeah. And then he got out, and I pulled my door closed after he shut his, and I locked it, and then he was locked out of the car.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all of it.
You didn't hurt that old lady, did you?
No, and that's what I was pissed about earlier.
What were you pissed about?
Because there's actually people accusing me of killing the girl. And that's, like, I just said some dark stuff and everything. And, like, I don't know, people know. Like, I'm a dark person, I guess, but, like, I'm not going to go kill somebody.
What I didn't state earlier was that Gavin had matched with a guy on Grindr. For those who don't know, Grindr is a dating app primarily for gays, bisexual, trans and queer men. The Grindr guy met up with Gavin only to be ambushed, shoved out of his own car and left stranded. The only detail he could recall about the attacker was the attacker's piercing blue eyes. And here is Gavin's account of what transpired that day he met with the Grindr guy.
It's not like that. But people at the they're like, oh, you killed her, didn't you? I really feel like you did. I'm like, no, I didn't.
So people are saying it?
Yeah, and it's making me really mad. It really is.
Did you know her?
No, her neighbor, the old couple, I used to do like yard work and stuff for him, and I think I tried to for her one time, but she said she had like nephews and grandsons that come over to do it for her.
Have you ever been in her house?
No, as far as I've been is on her front porch because I knocked on her door.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that was years. That was probably like 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's no reason that we would find your DNA inside her house because we swabbed the hell out of that house.
You shouldn't.
Okay. I mean, if you've never been in there, then obviously we wouldn't. But, I mean, you name it. We swabbed it. We took it. I'm sure you know we were there all night.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't have the results back, and we won't have them back for a while. But do you know anybody that would do something like that?
No, the only person I know that's probably crazy enough to do anything like that is Hugh. He works at Marie's, but I feel like he's more bark than he is bite, because like when I first got hired at Marie's, people were like, I don't mess with you and everything. And I mean, that's the first thing that I did.
Is that his real name?
Yeah, Hugh Young, I'm pretty sure. And
Where does he live?
I don't even know. I found his Facebook the other day.
Does it say Hugh Young?
Well, it says Hugh D. Young, but in it looks way different because he's got just a goatee, clean shaven. Now he looks like he's actually kind of crazy.
What do you think should happen to somebody that does that?
That kills someone?
Kills a 98-year-old woman. Yeah.
I don't know. I think eye for an eye is the best way to go. That's how I look at things. Is eye for an eye.
And your DNA is already on file? I mean, if it makes you feel better, I will give them your name and let them know your DNA is on file, and they can rule you out. Okay, when we get a DNA profile. Would that help you?
I mean, what, for like the lady?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that doesn't bother me.
Well, I think it bothers you that people are accusing you of it.
Yeah, it does, but I don't know. Like, people are still gonna say it. It makes me mad because that many people have said it, but I haven't really heard it since. Like, it was only the first couple of days since it happened, but I haven't. So I mean, you can if you want. It doesn't really matter to me.
Well, I think if we get a profile that doesn't match up to anything we've submitted, that they run it through the computer system, and the computer system runs it against all of that they've collected from people who've been in trouble in the past. So that's how it usually works. So it would probably get passed over anyway. So
the detectives went on a hunch and confiscated Gavin's phone. Police confiscated Gavin's phone and discovered a hidden app titled Dark, with videos of him assaulting and murdering Margaret Douglas. A glove found at the crime scene contained Margaret's DNA on the outside and Gavin's on the inside, sealing his fate as the killer. Forensic experts described Gavin as a psychopath with sadistic and necrophilic tendencies, making his crime even more horrifying. Gavin was called in for a follow-up interrogation. In a desperate attempt to manipulate the investigation, Gavin displayed erratic behaviour, lying on the floor and exaggerating his distress, acting as if he was hearing voices.
you sure I can't get you a drink? I know telling me about it doesn't give you much relief.
Just chins and back and ruined my life.
Gavin's defensive reaction, crying and falling to the floor upon being brought into interrogation without prior knowledge of the reasons, speaks volumes. It strongly suggested that he anticipated this and knew what was about to transpire.
Did you go to school the next morning after this?
I don't think we were even back in school.
Oh, during spring break, you're right.
I think so.
Gotcha. And you didn't take anything from the house?
Gavin's mother, initially defending her son, had no idea of his monstrous nature until confronted with the overwhelming evidence. With digital evidence, DNA, and a full confession, detectives ensured Gavin would face the consequences of his gruesome and calculated crime. A mother's worst nightmare isn't finding out her child is a criminal. It's realising he's a monster she never truly knew.
Like I said before, it doesn't make a difference either way.
I mean, what other crime can I commit that would really matter at this point?
No, the family just specifically asked me about the wallet, so that's the only reason I'm asking about that, okay?
So we're comfortable laying down then? Do you want to take these off of you for a bit?
That's up to you guys.
Do you mind?
I don't mind. I'm not worried about
A
you.
little bit more comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Can we get some of them off of us?
Kevin, what happened to you, Margaret's underwear? Alright?
There was a bit of an altercation. Like, she wasn't up whatever she was going to do.
So did you kind of wrestle with her then?
A little bit. Like, just off the couch.
On the floor? And her underwear got torn then?
Yeah, I kind of got.
So when she died, was she on the couch or on the floor?
Floor.
Were you on top of her then?
Kind of.
Like straddling her?
Yeah.
And did you use one hand or both?
Both.
Did you squeeze it or push her against the floor or both?
Both.
And you said you don't remember if she was bleeding at that point?
Well, I mean, the only reason I can think of bleeding is when I put my hand over her mouth.
So you were when you were holding her hand over her mouth, you might have pushed too hard and maybe made her nose bleed.
Yeah.
So were you in her house for a little while before you woke her up?
I mean, I came up onto the porch and I didn't even know what I was going to do. And I looked in the window and everything. I don't know, I felt like going into a house is like the biggest adrenaline rush I could get, I guess. So then I tried the doorknob and that just happened to be unlocked.
Was it the front door or back door?
Back door.
Okay. So you went into the kitchen?
Was like the TV on or something? When you went in?
I don't think so.
Headed up to the house, she didn't hear it or something. Maybe it was something.
Well, she was already asleep whenever I went in because when I came around the corner, that's where I saw her and it scared me. Because I didn't expect to see someone right there. So I didn't hear anything. So I came in, I opened the door, I just listened. And then I didn't hear anything, so maybe nobody's home. And then I go to walk around that corner, and I'm still going slow, but I see her, and she's, I don't know, sleeping or something. And then I go to turn around and hit the chair, and it made a noise, and she woke up.
And she started to scream at that point, you said?
Yeah, because, when I hit the chair, I, turned back around, and I looked, and she was there staring at me and started to yell. And then went for the phone. She already knew what it looked like.
Were you trying to get when she went for the phone, is that when you were trying to get the phone away from her so she couldn't call? Did you knock that gal away, or is that what you guys fought with the phone?
It was a little bit of a fight, I think. I threw it under the couch. I'm not really sure.
You guys ended up on the floor at that point?
Yeah, I don't even know where the phone went.
When you say you guys were on the floor, her gown, the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of videos of you kind of peeking over the edge of the couch and videotaping her. Well, when was that all done?
That was on the same night. Why did I lie about anything? That was stupid.
It's okay. So you went in the house earlier?
No, I never went to the house before, but I went in and I was being quiet and everything. And how it happened, I wasn't lying about that, but I did, I turned the corner and did see her.
And you hid?
Yeah, then I hid and I was taking my phone. I was taking pictures to see if she was awake.
I got you.
And then
she saw you?
And we stood up and she saw me.
Did your flash go off on your phone?
I don't think so.
So from there, did you tell us the truth about the rest of that? So how long do you think you were in the house before you woke her up?
I don't know, probably 10, 15 minutes.
And then from the time you woke her up to the time you ended up on top of her, choking her, how long did that whole part take?
That was probably 5 minutes.
So pretty quick. She tries to get the phone, you try and stop her. You guys struggle to the floor, and you end up on top of her with your hands on her neck. And you're pushing and squeezing. You have your hand over her mouth at the same time?
Well, my hand over her mouth was on the couch.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, rolled or something off the couch.
Was she fighting back with you then, trying to struggle, and then you guys went down?
Yeah. I think on her way down is when the gun ripped.
But you don't remember ripping her panties? How long did you stay there before you put her in the closet?
That was probably 30 minutes. I just kind of sat there and I didn't know what was going on. I was still in shock from it, I guess. And then I checked my phone and it said it was 4 something, and I knew my mom had to get up at 5.
Was there any adrenaline with that? No.
It was adrenaline and shock at the same time. So 1 second I'm I don't know, adrenaline.
And the next thing you know, it's overload.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what did you do with your gloves when you left?
I threw those away
Where at?
in the trash can.
At home. There's a glove there. Could you have dropped one?
There was a glove there. I guess I did drop one back.
There was purple stuff on it. What was the purple stuff that was on it? I get it that there's a whole piece of this that you don't understand why you do. Okay? I understand the whole sexual piece that you don't understand. And I get that. Did the purple stuff have to do with the whole sexual piece that you don't understand why you do? No. And is that the same time that you were taking some of those pictures?
Yeah, and after I took those pictures, I was like, what?
That's when the shock set in?
Yeah, it's like, what am I doing?
So it was adrenaline all the way up till then. And then the whole shock took over the overload. Is that right?
It sounds great.
I know. Hard. She may have asked this, but did you mean to hurt Margaret like that?
No. No.
Or was it just the shock?
The shock.
You said you just started doing it, and by the time you realized that she had died, it was too late.
Nothing I can do.
That way you punched the wall at the school. Is that main frustration? How did that chunk out of your hand? You don't say it hurts.
Sorry. I think I broke my hand or my pinky. I didn't even care. I was just mad because I finished my test in math, and then I saw a text from that said the cops had my phone. I'm like, great. And then Miss rings. I'm like, that's for me, I guarantee it. I'm looking at her, and she looks at me, and she, like, go to the office. I'm like, great.
That's for the birth kit type stuff at the school, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I thought.
Yeah, the church, yeah, sorry.
Did you guys go in the church? No. You didn't set off the alarm without messing with the windows?
Yeah. Like,
Were you going to go into the church before the alarm went off?
I don't really know what we were going to do at the church. I didn't even hear the alarms go off. And he's like, dude, the alarms are going off. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I listened, and like, we should probably go. And we did.
Did you feel weird going out, like, given some cars are trying to break that place, knowing what you've already been through in Margaret's house? That seems strange. Or just kind of like the thought of the past thought. Because it's over, you can't change it.
Was it less of an adrenaline rush?
Yeah. Wasn't it?
Or is there that same adrenaline when you were on top of Margaret? Did you have that same adrenaline?
That was,
yeah. Or was it a little bit different?
Well, like, that and going to break into cars.
Yeah.
I mean, cars is like that.
Quick fix.
It's just that, you know what, when you go to open the door handle, it's like, is the alarm going to go off? Is someone going to come outside? So it's like, there's that risk. And then, the whole breaking into the house, that was the adrenaline part. I think, I don't know, I didn't even have a grip on reality whenever I did that. What do you think's even going to happen with me?
I think you're going to go to juvenile detention. And you're going to do some time in jail.
How long do you think?
I don't know. I just don't know, Gavin. But I do know that your mom absolutely loves you, and you are a huge part of her world. And she needs you to be here.
But that's what I'm most upset about.
But I want you to remember that. I don't want you to forget that, okay? You can't.
I don't, like, it's the only thing that's kept me going. My mom.
She seems like a pretty fantastic lady.
She is.
And she loves you more than anything, so if anybody can get you through this and get you what you need to fix whatever's going on with you, it's your mom.
But that's the thing. I don't know if this can be fixed. Because it doesn't feel like it's some regular emotion. This feels like it's natural, and I don't want it to be.
Anything can be fixed. Yeah.
I wasn't full of smoke when I told you were a nice kid. You know, you seem like a super nice kid. There's got to be something that, that's making all this happen for you, right?
Probably, but I don't know what.
So you're kind of fixing it now, don't you think?
No, it's made it a whole lot worse.
That's a big weight to be carrying around, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of monkey on your back that you've been toting. And now you're not toting it anymore. Now you get to heal.
You ever told your counselor about any of the thoughts that you have?
I did a lot, and she didn't. She started with trying to treat the depression first, and it wasn't working for a little bit. I still tried to kill myself, but I didn't.
Because you know it's not right.
No, I don't care what happens to me. Like, honestly, I don't. It's what happened. Like, what would it do to my mom? If, like, I killed myself and that my mom said she couldn't go another day if I died. I'm not gonna kill myself because of that.
So it's more for her, not for you.
Yeah, I don't care about me. I don't.
You do. People care about you.
Other people might, but I just.
It's because you're dealing with so much. That's why you don't. But deep down, you still do. Because people that truly don't anymore, they don't want to do it. You have the heart. That's why.
The night you were out at Margaret's, had you drank or smoked anything? Done any that night?
No, that I was actually sober that night, which is another reason why I smoke weed and I drink, because I can't handle myself when I'm sober, or I can't comprehend. I don't even know the word to use. My thoughts when I'm sober are dark. When I'm high, they're like good thoughts.
Had you ever thought about harming anybody before or taking someone's life before?
Not like planning it out, but like, oh, I'm so mad I can kill someone right now. Like that kind of thing.
But you never imagined yourself actually doing it?
No, I could never vision myself.
Like, wonder what would you did.
I couldn't, like, I don't know, like some stuff you think about yourself in that situation, like, yeah, I could see that. And then, like, I think about a car crash or something, me dying in a car crash, I'd be like, yeah, I see that. Something else that doesn't necessarily involve me dying, or even like me being injured. Like, yeah, but I think about me killing someone, I'm like, I can't see that. I can't. To be honest, this Saturday, like, just 5 days from now, I was gone. I was leaving.
You're gonna run?
Because the only reason I didn't yesterday, because I knew my mom just took out my money for my insurance, and I knew my insurance doubled, so I had like no money. I just needed gas money to get somewhere, and I didn't care what happened. I don't know, I think I was headed down towards like Tennessee, and keep going down through there.
You knew that this was gonna come out?
At some point. Then I knew if I left, there'd be no coming back ever, and that's no. I don't know. I kept having that thought every time I felt like I was ready to actually leave. I'm like, well, I literally can't ever talk to my family again if I leave.
Well, Gavin, I'm glad it's going to stop here. I'm glad this didn't go any further. Because I don't know that you would have been able to change on your own.
No, it wouldn't. And I don't know, I had a pretty clear picture of what the next year looked like if I ran.
Unfortunately, I think you would have hurt more people. Was that in your plan?
I mean, that wasn't in my plan, but I could see that happening. But all I could see was me dead if I ran.
Think we're ready to move along here?
Yeah, can I use the restroom?
Yeah, we'll get you. An officer take you out. Okay. Any more of that?
What is lupus?
Did you get enough of fun?
There is news of some closure in one of last year's most bizarre and disturbing stories.
A sentence tonight for the Medina County teenager who broke into the home of a 98-year-old woman, videotaped her sleeping before killing her and abusing her body.
I'm so sorry for what I did. I constantly live in regret and shame because of it.
It's been 9 months since these hands committed those acts on this woman. In their only chance to do so, her family spoke their truth to Gavin Ramsey today.
I find him to be pathetic and a coward and someone that preyed on the most vulnerable person that he could find and attack her in her most vulnerable moment in the middle of the night when she was asleep.
She loved life. She loved being alive. She often talked that she just couldn't wait until she turned 100.
She wouldn't make it to 100, and had Ramsey not been caught, Douglas's family thinks he would have struck again.
He broke into her house, watched her sleeping, and took videos of her sleeping. He then held her against her will, hit her, and strangled her. And I believe that he planned to kill numerous people and used my aunt as a warm-up, so to speak, for those other killings.
Before the judge sentenced him, his mother took a huge chunk of blame, saying she allowed her son to take the depression drug Zoloft, which she says changed him.
You can't make me believe that my decision wasn't the ultimate cause of all of this. To simply say I'm sorry to a victim's family, that's not enough. You can't undo their heartache. You can't undo our heartache.
He left in chains, where he'll remain for life without parole, for the teenager who robbed a 98-year-old from reaching her dream of 100.